Hi guys, it's Cal. Yes, indeed, I'm wearing my mask. You should know what happened, right? My goodness, the third time. I am impressed with this virus. Okay, guys, and today is the 20th of April, Thursday, MAO with Cal once again. Now, US dollar is backed by Federal Reserve. That's interesting, right? Now, recently, when I actually posted that I don't think the US dollar will crash, I got a lot of feedback, a lot of comments, and people say that, Cal, you got it wrong. Everyone in the world knows that US dollar will crash. Well, I said that, look, the US dollar will go down because of fundamental, but it will not crash. I'll tell you what's my reason. And in fact, from here itself, I'll tell you this, today's video it will be a little bit different, a bit interesting, because I cannot tell you exactly what is in my mind right now because of I scared that my video will be blocked. But if you follow me down the road to the end, you will likely know what am I trying to imply. Okay? All right, let's go. Because I think it's time to buy more VIX, okay? Right. So first of all, disclaimer apply as usual, and thank you, Ames, for the kind sponsorship. Now, first of all, if you missed the omakase lunch, don't worry. On the 3rd of May, we're going to have this one where we're going for the Tomahawk King barbecue beef, okay? It is a halal restaurant. All right, we're going to have it for lunch at about 12 noon. So guys, if you want to join me for this on the 3rd of May, remember it's beef. So that means that if you can't take beef, then you won't be able to enjoy this. All right, we're going for it on the 3rd of May, lunchtime, about 12 o'clock. Where's the place? This is at this 324 Changi Road, okay? Pretty near, adjacent towards the Geylang Serai Mosque, yeah? Okay, just leave a comment on the video you watch, okay? And then you stand a chance. The next spin the wheel is next Saturday, okay? Now, thank you guys. More than 100 packs have signed up. Wow, incredible. This is something that I didn't expect that. 100 packs has signed up for this coming preview. Now, this preview, obviously, you know that not only are going to do a reminiscence of what happened in 1929, 1973, year 2000, and 2022. I'll tell you more about my TCS system, and I'll tell you that how to get it for free, use it on more than 100 instruments. You're going to love this, guys. I'm pretty sure from the next working day, which I think will be 31st of April, right? You guys will be enjoying my system for free. Yes, indeed. This is going to be a really a big gift from us to you. Okay? All right. Of course, term and condition apply. Yeah? Okay, let's visit what happened last night. Well, the Dow Jones is down by 10, NASDAQ up by 4, S&P up by 3. Pretty sluggish, right? Not really, because why? We had a 4th working day, 4th doji straight rows. Okay? So, what's happening here? To me, is that we have 1 doji, that is usually the point of reversal. 2 doji, okay, about to move. 3 doji usually will mean that big movement is coming in, and 4 doji, oh my goodness, okay. So all I can say is everything happened for a reason. I don't believe in any coincidence in the financial market. We all know that, right? The market didn't end flat for fun, because we all know that Netflix result wasn't good at all when everybody was buying into it. Morgan Stanley numbers was kind of surprising. So all we can say is this, right? The lack of forecast from major companies have left investors on the edge, okay? Because now everybody knows that the Federal Reserve is going to increase rate further. And I just saw on the media, my goodness, sugar price has hit the new high again. Oh, this is going to be bad. All this tells you that food and energy prices will be going up again next month. And that's why I'm very confident that the CPI data will drive higher very soon. So now all the media correspondents are still waiting for movement, because they feel there's a lot of seesaw trade going up right now, where the winners and losers are shuffling between one another. But to me, if the Q1 numbers are not moving, this clearly spells that the recession is coming in, and we just need 2 quarters of down negative numbers to see it. So that's why I believe by August 2023, we will see the recession coming in. All right, so again, this is my view. Everybody's entitled to their own view. Let's see what happens next. Now, one thing to note is that I've been telling you this about BTC and NASDAQ, right? Now, BTC, let's go through this chart here. Now, when BTC was going up, right? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I want to be clear here. I basically was wrong on my BTC call. When BTC hit about 28,000, I suspected that this will be the top. So in fact, I tell my friends to take some profit from here. But wow, BTC went to almost 31,000. In fact, I think it went. So I was wrong by 3,000 points. Okay, so I was wrong over there, but I didn't call for short. I just said sell your buy long position, but I didn't say short. Then at about 31,000, it was very clear we have the reversal candle here. So I share my friends and say, look, guys, anything above 31,000, I think it's a sell, warrant a sell. So why not take a short position here? So with a stop loss put at 31,000, anything below 30,500, take a short position. And truth be told, we basically advocated a short over here somewhere at this point. And now the Bitcoin is coming off. Now it's trading at about 28,700. I suspect that it will be going further to 28,106 first. That is our KCB point. And of course, if things go a little bit more accelerated downside, we can see coming down all the way to this point here. And that's about 25,000, okay? So I'm saying that if the market can break 28,000, we can see 25,000. Now, my big boys indicator has already started to show that the boys are selling and the momentum is also coming down. And from the chart, it's a CCYR. That means that it's yellow turning to red. So this all tells me that the market should be heading down to 27,694 in the near term, okay? So once it goes there, that means it breaks below 28,000. Now, I believe there'll be a scuffle around 28,000 area. But once 28,000 loses strength in total, then we can see 25,000. So what if Bitcoin goes down? Nothing to do with you, right? You may think that way. Not really, because if Bitcoin goes down, then by right, the next thing to come down will be the NASDAQ. Now, take a look at the NASDAQ. I've been showing this many times. This is the NASDAQ. This is the Bitcoin. As you can see, when the Bitcoin reverses and comes off, right, the NASDAQ also follow through. Got it? Yeah. So the thing is this, if the Bitcoin is moving up, you notice that the NASDAQ follow up. And same thing again, once the Bitcoin goes down, the NASDAQ actually comes off. So whether or not you believe in this, this is a very interesting relationship here. So now we can see the NASDAQ is holding, but the Bitcoin has came off. So in my opinion, that very soon, if the market for Bitcoin do go down lower to 25,000, I said earlier, then most likely the NASDAQ will down by at least 3%. This is how I see it for the NASDAQ and Bitcoin relationship. Of course, there's no way to put them side by side or even tell you the same thing. But since we are chartists, then I think we should be watching this very closely. Okay? All right. Now, again, the controversial that I created was a US dollar, because you can see that almost any trainer in the Singapore market or even overseas market now is calling for the US dollar to crash. Now, we all know that because of this more than $32 trillion in the US debt. We know that the Federal Reserve has a debt of nearly $8 trillion, blah, blah, blah. I know that that is really a straight, pathway for a crash for a currency. But the thing is this, guys, do you think it will happen? Now, I really don't think so, because I think that the US dollar is backed by something much more powerful than beyond fundamental. So, of course, if you straight away say, oh, I know, it's a Federal Reserve, right, that is backing it, right? Well, by Google standard, it is. The Federal Reserve notes are backed by the debt purchased by the Federal Reserve. Hence, thus generate a Federal Reserve, which is supposed to be the intermediary between the treasuries and the public, aka the US dollar. But I don't think so. I think that the one that's really backing the US dollar is not the Federal Reserve, it's something else, is this. Now, we know that the size of US Army is not the biggest, but it has about 482,000 personnel, active personnel, yeah? But this is not the biggest, because the biggest is from China. China has the largest standing army and navy, which is more than 2 million military personnel. Wow, okay? All right, so I think it is that you can see that for the US, it's about 1.46, okay? This is what is mentioned here as well. Not too sure, maybe this is active. This is the one that in total, but okay, leave it alone. But you may have the numbers, but you may not be the strongest. So in fact, it's all right. The US Armed Forces are considered the most powerful military. So if you ask me, right, the US dollar is backed by who? I think that it's really backed by these guys.
All hands, boys and girls are.
I'm pretty sure this is just a part of the entire fleet, right? We all know that how amazing is the US Army, especially the Air Force and the Navy. So all I can say is, guys, that if you look back in history, when the US dollar is threatened, right, something interesting will happen. All right. And I can only say is that if you happen to come together with something to do with astrology, things will be very interesting. So I'll tell you more in a short while time, but in my opinion now, the US dollar is definitely heavily supported at 100. I'm not going to say that it won't go below 100 because anything like for the bonds market now, it may bring the dollar down below 100. But I can tell you this, anytime if it goes below 100, it's time to buy. I repeat myself one more time, unless that the US Federal Reserve purposely wants the US dollar to fall, all right? If not, right, anything below 100, where it's 99, 98, it will be a good time to buy some US dollar. But of course, I will not call for buy right now. I'm just informing you that I don't think the US dollar will crash, because sometime in life, you just have to go beyond just hard facts and figures to get something very alternative. All right. So let's take a look at this one here itself, guys. This is from the Space Weather Prediction Center, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Now, this is actually a chart that to show you the expected sunspot number progression. But very interestingly, right, I've been covering this for some time, and you can see that over the last few years, it has been following the so-called chart path very nicely. But since last year, right, something started to change. The number of sunspot is actually moving above the average or expected average. In the last few 2 weeks or so, it has moved way above the expected pathway. So what does it tell me? That means that something might be happening, whether you believe it or not. Because, right, you can see right now, if you compare, then there was a spike in the sunspot back in 2011. And the way it spiked and now today is almost identical. So what happened in 2011? You can recall? Yes, indeed. In 2011, in 11th of March, we have the major earthquake that hit Japan, and it caused a great tsunami and lots of losses to Japan and, of course, the entire world economy. All right, so why am I bringing this? Because you look back now, in 2023, we have the Turkey-Syria earthquake, right? Which is what's devastating too. But it did not really give a big harm to the financial market. So all I can say is this, right? It may not be the earthquake, but it may be going to change some people's perspective or their temperament or their energy level. Everything happened for a reason. To me, it's all right. Just need to be closer. So to me now, you look at the Dow Jones chart, right? Take a look. Now, this is the original highest point. We call it A. So we extend it down to B. Okay, this is B, right? Okay, so what I did was take the A, extend to B, and do an extension. Incredible. Just about a few months later, the C developed, and look at the way the market stopped at C. This is impeccable. This is crazy, TA. Now, of course, it could be a fluke, it could be coincidence, it could be just like by luck. But when you extend it to D, right? Oh my goodness. Now, of course, some of you will say, Cal, no, look at it. The green candle actually went beyond. So that means that this pattern is broken. I say, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. But the last few days, the way the market is now basically trampling that the trend line, I just feel very, I just feel suspect over here. So of course, if the market continue to go up, we will see 35,000 soon, okay? No doubts about it. If the market can really breaks above the trend line, it's not about 34,000, it's 35,000 that we are going to see next, okay? But at the same time, if you look into the RSI, which shows very interesting pattern, I feel that there could be another chance of the market coming down all the way to about 32,500 area. Okay, so it's very simple. For those who are bullish, you can buy now to expect to see 35,000. Now that is about 1,200 points, right? But those who are bearish, you can take a sell position and aim at 32,500. That's about 1,300 points. Okay, so this is something that is quite the same, right? 1,002, 1,003. So I leave it to you to decide. Okay, but this is crazy because if you look at right now, right? You look at A, B, and then of course the support over here itself, right? Very incredible. That was where the market got its base support back then, okay? So I can only say this, if things get crazier, who knows? You can see the market coming down to 27,000 area because the last time we have this low was here's X, this is Y, and this is potential Z. And for the Dow to hit 27,000, it will coincide with what many people are saying about the S&P hitting about 3,000 level. So not too sure, but just keep this chart. I think that this is going to be very useful for you. Okay. All right. So with that understanding here itself, right, you should understand why now I just think that you should buy some VIX just to prepare yourself. Now, the VIX has went below 17. In fact, yesterday it reached 16. Now, at about 18, I'll tell you guys, prepare to buy some VIX. I said that just a bit more, there should be a bit more downside to go. And truth be told, yesterday VIX basically reversed from 17.7 to close at 16.4. And I think that this is a very good time to buy some VIX. Because you can see right now, right, previously when the NASDAQ was at a high, the VIX was at a low. And then, of course, as I told you again about Bitcoin, and when the NASDAQ came off, that was where the VIX shot up. It happened again before. So all I can say is this, when the NASDAQ comes off, that was where the VIX shot up. So because of all this information I have right now, I just feel that, right, to buy some VIX at this price right now at 16 is a good investment. But of course, again, this is my open personal opinion. If you think they can buy it lower, cheaper, go ahead, okay? To me, it's all right. I'm preparing for something because I just feel that something will happen from the 23rd of April onwards. That means that from 23rd April onwards, things can get very choppy. It could get volatile. And of course, guys, things can get scary, okay? All right, hope you understand where I'm coming from. I will see you later in the next video. All right, I have one special one on Tesla coming up. Okay, this is Cal signing off. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.